Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. That can mean a lot of things, can't it? Well, right now it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 decks and I shuffled them all. I shuffled all 10 decks and they want me to take the bottom card and the top card, whether they're reverse or forward, it doesn't matter. We'll read them. I got a couple books in case we need them. Light Seers and St. Michael. So we're just going to see where this all heads. It should be fun. Okay, the affirmation today from my book 365 is be happy and draw to you what you want. That sounds like happy manifesting. And during my shuffle, the card that kept coming out was the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups energy. So that's being happy and moving towards what you want. Now, our first deck is Miss Mystic deck. Bottom of the deck is, look at that, 10 of Cups. I can't make this up. 10 of Cups, okay? So your fantasies are coming true. Love, soulmates, wholeness, okay? So basically what they're saying is wholeness. Now, every time you read an energy, it can mean all of it. It can mean some of it. That's why we say I'm drawn to the picture. I'm drawn to this certain word. Right now, wholeness is what the 10 of Cups is representing. What would make you happy? What would make you whole? Okay? And the top of the deck is Justice is in reverse. So, something in your life didn't get justice. It's not been justified. It says it's not balanced out. You're waiting for more truth. You're waiting for karma and natural law to play out. You're not having a fair trial in legal matters. And the perspective and the integrity is off. So, in order for you to get wholeness, you want the justice upright. And right now, the justice is not upright. Okay, so that was Miss Mystic. In the Mage Tarot deck, we have the Hermit. So they're saying to go within, stay within, keep silent, and you'll find the answers. And the top of the deck, you will find the truth. That's St. Michael's sword of truth. So we have go within, stay within, keep silent, and know that the truth will prevail. St. Michael's sword of truth. And St. Michael's sword of truth flew out as I was putting it on the ground. So he's saying absolutely. And they want me to read a little bit about the Ace of Swords. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Very important. We just go in with the flow, what they want me to tell you. We already know that 10 of Cups is the overall energy being whole. What's going to make you whole? Well, right now you're feeling that justice has not been served yet. Okay, Ace of Swords. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. I get new ideas. I get that aha moment. Truth revealed, awareness, heightened state of consciousness, memories or thought, communication, victory, success, triumph, a stroke of genius. So don't overanalyze. Don't get stalled or stuck. Don't have clouded judgment. Keeping the truth inside. So again, that's what the Hermit card was saying. It was saying to stay silent, go within, because judgment is being called. St. Michael is not going to let you down. Okay? Then we've got the big regular deck of cards, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles on the bottom, which is the Jack of Diamonds. And we're going to read just a little bit on the Knight of Pentacles. Seed by seed, I plant my future with my rock-steady foundations of faith. Recently, I did a short with Bad Company, Rock Steady. Great song on my playlist. He's tailing and tilling his lands, and he's enjoying every minute of it. More practical than the other knights, he improves things for himself and for those he loves with his steadfast and consistent momentum. So they just want you to keep on keeping on, keep moving forward. And the King of Swords. So we just had the Ace of Swords. This is the King of Swords, and I'm drawn to the sword in his hand. He wields that sword that we just talked about. So stay in your truth energy. I'm being drawn back to the title, Shuffle, Shuffle, Shuffle. That's the kind of energy right now. Just keep plugging along, no matter how tedious, how unfair, how maybe Mandone, what's the word I'm looking for? Mandone, meaning boring, kind of. That's probably not the right word. But, you know, no matter what the circumstances are, just keep moving forward. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles with the King of Swords on top, and he has the King of Swords in his hand. He has the St. Michael's Sword of Truth in his hand, and we just went over that. Okay, then we have the Biblical Tarot, which is the High Priest is on the bottom. Okay, the High Priest, and we want to look at Aaron's brother of Moses. Okay, so Aaron must have been the brother of Moses, and they want you to look into Aaron. He's the High Priest, and to use your High Priest energy, because we also have the Star of Bethlehem, which is the Destiny card. So if you don't know about the Star of Bethlehem, the 3 wise men, look that up. It's your destiny to be the High Priest. And also check out Aaron, Moses' brother, that story. Now, I came in as the High Priestess, so I don't talk a lot about the High Priestess, but the High Priestess is somebody that uses her intuition and her magic and her powers. Well, I came in as the High Priestess, but I had to get my powers, what do you want to call it, taken away from me in order to go into recovery in 1995 and do everything from kindergarten to college. So I had to go through the 4 queens from 1995 till 2021. And then I had to go through the Black Dark Night of the Soul to finish the 4 queens and become the Empress. Okay, so why am I bringing that up? Because I've been meaning to tell you that, and I forgot to tell you that. I'm always talking about how I was the 4 queens and the Empress, and then we go to Goddess once we get our mission partner. But I didn't tell you that I came in as the High Priestess. So a lot of you might be starting in the High Priestess like I did. Otherwise, the High Priestess is something that you obtain pretty much when your third eye opens and you decide that you want to use your powers, you want to check into your past lives, You want to go through the night of the soul. It's like the beginning of your journey. But I had an alcohol problem, so I had to arrest my alcoholism, and my powers were put on hold. And now they're all coming back online for everybody, including me. So we've got the destiny and the high priest. That's exactly the energy that we're in at the moment. Okay. Now, if you're still in one of your 4 queens or 4 kings, you're finishing it up. You wouldn't be watching this channel if not, because it's too powerful. This is a very powerful channel. It's as I said when I first started, I didn't even talk. I just showed you the card and said, here's the star, here's the high priestess, and I moved on because I wanted to be a channeler or a card reader, an energy reader, just for people that knew the cards. But Spirit had different things in mind, so slowly I changed into what I am now, all because I'm willing to change with the Spirit. If the Spirit told me tomorrow to stop tarot and go do something else, Tasha mentioned this, Tasha's Divine Guidance mentioned this yesterday. She said the exact same thing I'm saying now. She said if she was guided to do this and she's guided not to do this, whatever she's guided to do, she will do. And a lot of our stories are the same. We're just guided to do things. That's why when you say, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next week? What are you going to do in a year from now? I have to stay in the moment. I have to stay in the day. I have to stay with whatever the Spirit tells me to do, just like I'm doing now with this reading, right? Okay, so now we're going to go to the Light Seer deck. On the bottom of the Light Seer deck, we have the celebration card, the 3 of Cups. So we're going towards our celebration. We're here for the celebration. And the top of the deck is the 10 of Swords. So correct. We're here for the celebration, and we're to get out of the 10 of Swords. If you listened to yesterday's video, I was talking about the 10 of Swords. We got him in our back. We went through a grand journey, and now we're on the other side where we have forgiven. And if you haven't forgiven, then that's where you're off to. You're off to forgiving everybody for what they did, knowing that you wrote your own soul contract. Okay? You wrote your own soul contract. So we just need to finish it. Our new beginning will be the finishing it. When you're ready, you'll get your new beginning. When you're ready and you're done with your transition, you will be that butterfly. So there's a new beginning coming when you have transformed. If you're still thinking with anger and I'm not going to forgive them and anything negative, confirmation from Bewitched. If you're still thinking anything negative, if you're still in your 4 queens or 4 kings, if you're still doing stuff, that's fine. You're just not the butterfly yet. But when you become the butterfly, you will get the new beginning. Okay? Now we've got one card that turned over in the middle of the deck here. Not in the middle of the deck, on the top of the deck. So we'll get to that. Right now we have Toxic Friends from Tasha's Divine Guidance cards. We have toxic friends around you, which you have to get rid of. I keep telling you this. Why aren't you getting rid of your toxic friends? Divine Justice Universal Law is the card that was in reverse. Now remember that that card that was in reverse was Justice. Again, Justice is in reverse. So let's go ahead and read about Justice. And let's go ahead and read about what it means in reverse. Because it came out twice. That's what I was going to tell you, is to look for cards that repeat themselves. Now we've got two justices and they're both in reverse. What are the odds of that, right? Okay, so let's look up justice in the reverse. Consequences, karma, injustice, inequality, dishonesty, imbalance, a need to take responsibility for your past actions, retribution. Okay, so all that's telling me is what I told you earlier. Rewind. Is that you're feeling unbalanced. You're feeling like justice wasn't paid. You're waiting for the truth to come out. But in the meantime, you can't let that get you resentful. You can't let that get you negative. Justice asks you to learn from your past experience. So learn from it, know that you wrote your own soul contract, and move forward. So justice in reverse twice. So get in balance. Let God serve the karma, not you. A need to take responsibility for your past actions, knowing that you wrote your own soul contract. I keep telling you that because so many of you want to point the finger and blame others. Once you learn that you make your own soul contract, you have to stop blaming others. It's just, you did it. You're your own artist. Okay, so divine justice, universal law twice in reverse. And then the top card is black sheep outcast. You're playing victim. Yep, that's what I heard loud and clear. You're playing victim. Until you stop playing victim, quit waiting for divine justice and quit playing victim, and you move forward. That's a strong one coming through. The Hierophant. Yeah, in order to get to the Hierophant, you've got to become the Empress or the Emperor. And then once you get into the Hierophant mode, that's when it happens. I'm in my Hierophant mode. All I'm waiting for now is to finish the mission. And then Three of Swords. So if you have any resentment, any bitterness, if your heart's still broken and you're not in your Hierophant energy, then guess what? You've got some work to do. You've got some work to do. And we don't have time, but we are going to a permanent timeline. And if you're not on the highest permanent timeline, you had your chance. You can stay on Earth with the Earth signs, or you can move forward where the Hierophants go. It's a transition, it's an ending and a beginning. So just what I said, whatever timeline you're going to be on is where you're going to be on, but the butterfly is happening. Death, transition is happening, okay? Doesn't have to be a physical death, but it can be. A lot of people are going to be experiencing a physical death. Most of us that are watching this channel are going to be ascending to 5D and higher, and then helping those on 4D and no, just 4D pretty much, because 3D and AI is going to be a different Earth. We won't get into all that. We want to get going here with St. Michael says, explore your options. And he wants me to read about that from his book. So we're going to explore our options. He says, you've worked hard to make your current circumstances palatable, and now it's time to look at alternatives. Your coping adaptation skills are admirable. So you're really learning how to adapt to whatever situation comes. However, Archangel Michael reminds you that it's important to be honest and authentic with yourself at all times. I will repeat that. Very important to be honest and authentic with yourself at all times. Now, this isn't saying to be authentic and honest with everyone else at all times, which you should, but it's saying yourself, because you can fool yourself. I told you you are your own worst enemy. You don't need to compromise in any way, for Michael assures you that your needs will be met in gentle and loving ways. Update your resume and look for another job. Know that you won't be alone if you leave an unhealthy relationship. Find new ways to head and heed and win the present situation. Research, explore your options. Change the professional you work with, such as your doctor, your therapist, your lawyer, and so forth. Allow yourself to daydream about possibilities and remember that everything is possible. So they want you to change your professional, doctor, therapist, lawyer, and so forth. Remember, everything is possible. Okay, and the top card is Innocence. And we're going to read that one too. We've got Archangel Michael is holding you in his comforting embrace. He's assuring you of your innocence. Ask him to help you forgive yourself and let go of guilt, which is a heavy emotion that keeps you from experiencing inner peace. Absolutely. Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me forgive myself for my specific event and for anything else that I've blamed myself for. Remember, we make our own soul contract. So instead of blaming ourselves, say, oh, cool, I went through it. I put that in my soul contract and I came out the other end. Please help me to release all self-blame from my mind, body, and emotion. So he's just telling you that that's what's keeping you back is you, okay? Nobody else. So explore your options and change your therapist, change your doctor, change who you watch on YouTube, change what you're putting into your brain, and know that you made your own soul contract. How many times have I said that during this video? I don't know, but it's quite a few. Okay. Then we have, I think that was it. I think that was the last one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take one more from St. Michael. He says, pay attention to your dreams. And we're going to read about that because that's his final message. And this was great. I understood it totally. Archangel Michael has been working with you during dream time to help you release your fears and reach out to new heights of happiness and peace. He's been teaching you while you sleep, providing answers to your prayers and building the foundation for your life's purpose. Although you may not remember, Astro, the information resides in your subconscious and helps you in many ways. You can access much of Michael's counsel by keeping an astro journal. Any type of notebook will do. Keep it by your bed and consistently record whatever you remember from the previous astro. You'll soon recognize patterns and themes and symbolisms which offer you guidance for your waking hours. Now, I just did this recently. I think it was about maybe 6 months ago. Steve's Love Tarot told us to do this, and I did it. I did complete that chapter, but what I got from it was definitely the, you'll soon recognize patterns in themes and symbolisms. I got to cut a bunch of cords because I was getting enough information during Astro that I was remembering that I could put the pieces together and see who had to be cut. And I got to do all that. So everybody's been cut that I need cut. Everything's just what's supposed to be. And I don't have to do the Dream Astro Journal, but they want me to tell you every day what's going on in Astro. So last night, basically, what happened in Astro was you and St. Michael, which it just said he is there helping you. He has been working with you during your Astro to help you release old fears and to reach new heights of happiness. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what we did last night. And it's just so funny because it's just right there in print. Right there in his book is exactly what we did last night. So, okay, you guys. So I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but you are in your own way. So shuffle, 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 move forward. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.